listen to the stream footage. Listen to the stream footage real quick. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Doop, doop, doop. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let me just. Oh, I put the TV remote on the other side of the room. Be right back. Alright. Let's just switch my inputs to 2. Alright, let's continue. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Alright, what do we have here?
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction.
Well
That there
said!
is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea. Leading
Herb.
him to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
No!
To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back.
Oh, that's a knife? I thought that was a ribbon.
Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
I bet I let Looney on live. Why am I? Oh, we're back in this chamber, aren't we? Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruto? No, not at all. It was a Noah's hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. With all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than day even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't gonna waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oof. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance was so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that's some money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. Oh, I really am sorry. Oh, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, an entire strip-in will be used up in 10 days or less. London is a scary place. Hey, thanks, bot. Good morning to you this early hour. How's it going? I forgot what voice I gave you. Oh, yes, well. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial of the old Bailey yesterday. Sadison is amazing. She didn't bat an eye at it, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe we had a very comprehensive initiation into the British courtroom practices. Oh yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. In accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruto performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been appraised of events. I'm just gonna give him a normal voice because I forgot what I gave him last time. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test pass. Oh? No longer are you a student of the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a full-fledged lawyer. Birds! My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Sweet. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. Trust that won't be a problem. Another case? Already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure. I don't satisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? That man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Oh, he did kind of like leave a salty taste in my mouth after that trial. Ah, yes, recollection from the last time. How about I have to voice him again? I kind of liked voicing him in a Wario slash Jacksepticeye kind of way. Ah! Jeez. His reaction, though. I just can't help wondering if Mr. Magoda really was innocent. Mr. Naruto. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then this trial ended. Well, you needed a little trouble for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Songheart? Magnus Magoda passed away. What? Well, so much for voicing him ever again, immediately following the trial. No! What? Mr. Magoda is dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright. I showed you my badge last time. I'm just gonna talk. What? How did he die? And is this the case we're investigating? Or is it gonna be about the girl that was stabbed in the back? I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. And you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yeah, the scene of the crime. We saw it on fire. I didn't think he was inside it, though. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Miss Magoda had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. Exactly. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak. But already, the police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. That's awful. Burnt alive. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. Suicide? Or was he trying to save someone? Oh, if he was trying to save someone... Well, if he was trying to save someone, then they would have gotten out. They would, like, have burn marks or something. I don't think I'm gonna just say suicide for now. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. That bailiff was kind of iffy. How could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. I mean, it did just happen the other day. Take it back now. Immediately after the trial, Mr. Magoda did mention going back into the courtroom because of the omnibus. Oh. It's time for inspection. Jeez. So did he set fire to it and then go inside himself? An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. What? What? Then who is Miss McGill talking about? Never mind that now. The yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. I wonder how the courtroom's doing. Is it completely burnt down? Poor Mrs. McGilded. Alright, British court. So, how'd you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was, wow. It means that the whole experience was steeped in this solemnity of Great Britain's long history. Yeah, it's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Sasada-san in such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. How could you read my thoughts? The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. And Von Zieks was on top of it. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Oh no. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? Thank you, John, for the host. Now get out of here. I don't want you to be spoiled. I'm just gonna wait for this to go away. You should be gone. Okay, good, go. Alright, what's this new case? Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder. And the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming, or quite so as urgent as your last assignment. Thank goodness. So we get to actually investigate this time? In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did you just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died as yet. Wait, what? As yet? My trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So it literally just happened. So the trial's tomorrow then. Is this gonna be our first case where we actually examine the scene and then go to trial? Because thank goodness, I've been starving for one of these cases. The traditional Ace Attorney cases. Is everything alright? Oh yes, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruto. I don't know if I could face some standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilda's trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh! The situation remains unchanged. The trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. If that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There's now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Pfft. Last time I mentioned it was 23 hours. You said it was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruto. There's something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. Hmm? That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asoji? Oh yeah, that's right. I'll be interested to hear exactly what you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. What? Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he can change the hours in Japan. And now he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh! Another thing? Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd made it to Great Britain. You're out of time. Well, thank you for enlightening this section. I think we got a lot in 34 seconds. Mr. Naruto, what's this all about? Mr. Asoji never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. What? Alright. I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand. I'm taking the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. Huh. Is he holding like a box of French fries or something? Or potato wedges? He'll be able to appraise you of the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck, and bid you farewell. Something very important that I had to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? Wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we'd had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. He's definitely holding something. I knew it was food. Can I trouble you? What do you think? Ah! Well, lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? I think I'm gonna try to give him a voice with his, like, he's got his mouth full. Ah! Listen to me, you untitled whipper upstart. Some flippery about the weather, don't get out of the English and anything out of your hand, you know. Yeah, I like, wait, that's a newspaper. He's holding these potato wedges and I think a piece of bread in a newspaper cone. But Susada-san told me it was foolproof. Oh, busy man, I'm very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Well, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there would be saying? Hmm? Haven't seen Greg Center anywhere, have you? No, we're too busy with the big ones these days. And because of some bumpkin who was out on a job from a country I've never even heard of. Hello, Rippin' Sound. That's my reputation of the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart, Will. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is me, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruto, a defense lawyer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruto's assistant. Lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? He just loses composure.
It's unseasonably flying, I grant you. London's winters don't see the last sunshine.
Unbelievable. How did you pull that off?
So, Lord Strong asked me to fill you in on the case. Name's Tobias Gregson, Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from the Scotland Yard.
Tobias Gregson. Tobias Greg. I have nothing. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susada-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Hey, what do we got? Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well. Yes, he features property inventions Herlock Sholmes. Oh, what? Oh, okay, so he's like Watson or whatever it is. Yeah, his name's Watson. I don't remember his full name. So like Gregson, Watson, maybe it's similar-ish. Eh. Oh, that publication. What's it called? Rants magazine. You know what? This is bugging me. I'm gonna look this up. What is Sherlock Holmes assistant? Dr. John H. Watson. Yeah. John H. Watson. Yeah, it's kind of similar, I guess. Yeah, I've already read this. That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes is a professional like myself, of course. He does come out with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of the Scotland Yarders. Those were his words. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see.
That he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
To me, that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and maybe everything in the yard went through the roof.
Well, that's wonderful.
No, it is not. There's nothing but shit than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me in the breath, I'm sure.
Rumors? You quite sure?
He's changed since he started appearing in these stories. The fame's got to his head, something like that.
Well, what the face? I don't think we've seen this face before. Gosh, you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I know what they're saying. I'm sure it's eggs as eggs.
I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear. Perhaps the sudden rise of fame does change people. Alright, what do you got? It's not a murder case. What do we got? Theft? So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before.
Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it could be simpler.
Oh dear. That probably means, as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it could be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. It's always like this in Ace Attorney.
A young woman's walking around along the pavement in Briarwood when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she was still laid up. She's still laid up in the hospital, unconscious.
Okay. So, Someone was stabbed, but it's not a murder case because she's alive. So for what that's called, like assault and battery, attempt to kill. All right. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack a poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you? That's neither here nor there, Mr. Naru. That's a yes. Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You have anchored her now.
Anyway, after slugging a worldwide investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Oh no. Most reliable witness who recognized the person in question?
Let me tell you right there, you're wasting your time on this one.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor has been assigned to the trial tomorrow. Is Lord Paraguinzis.
Again? We've already beaten him. No.
Let's hurt him then.
Oh yes, we are very regular with Lord Von Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Reaper of the Bailey. Let's see here. Lord Barack Von Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilda told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When Von Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accursed his sacrificial lambs. In every single trial he's been prosecutor, the accused has been damned. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned it because of every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruto secured a victory of not guilty. A verdict of not guilty.
I'm one of it.
Oh, well, I think... I mean, even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to the bloke in the end, eh? He's dead.
Ah!
Magnus McGill came a cropper in the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't really say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He don't know what miracles. He works magic. Black magic. I would cut a long think about it if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that?
Right, well, I've filled the answer you requested. I've very nearly added chips.
Okay, so those are French fries.
So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the Lord's house, you'll meet the criminal himself.
Hey, Jeez, we're finally going to go to a freaking what's it called? Detention center. You branded him a criminal already?
He's a good ass. Checking like a leaf in the cell he is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53, thank you. There's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruto? Just to tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in the court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Would you help?
Did you really think you had to ask? After all, now you're judicial assistant.
Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes.
Let's go. I like her fist pump. Alright. Okay, so we can go to Briarwood or the prison. I'm gonna start at the prison. Hey, kid. Oh, yeah, we were just flat out visiting his cell. We're not visiting a detention center. Look at that. Look at that candle, and it's like, what, 15 frames a second? Actually, that's more like 10 frames a second. So these are the British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. Feels just like a dungeon.
Yes, and having experienced Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these stone walls.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruto. You're making it seem worse.
Apparently, our client is in the cell here. I don't see anybody. But it's Ace Attorney. But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, illegal representation is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once.
Am I cat? As yet with no name. Call me by number. It's utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer.
Mr. Naruto. What?
What do you think is going on in here?
I have no idea. But I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of compliments was in Japanese. Oh. Excuse me, but who?
Shh, quiet.
What the heck is this with his eyes? And his eyebrows look like they're scribbled on.
They're alone, hiding. I know where they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, are consistent.
Right. So, can I ask you who exactly?
There you are. You guys come across me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost.
A ghost?
You mean you know her on Prisoner Son?
Prisoner's son.
Are you Japanese by any chance?
Oh, his eyes are back. This is. Yeah, my understands.
Forgive me for that. I'm so sorry.
I'm just gonna give him a speedy voice. I don't care. Oh, it's fine. We were just surprised. That's all.
Imagine it. It's been trolling with us since I left the hotel, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice and hearing the damn dark hellhole is a moose monumentality moving monument.
What the heck was that? What a glad start that this new client Lord Strongar assigned us to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese.
What compassion my fellow countrymen show. To the passionate first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to Japan and enforce a mere force to it. No, no family, Nippon.
First-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think this is something of a misunderstanding here.
I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why have you been detained as a specialist, for example?
Yes.
I can. I will. Yes. Yes. What are you? Tom Nook? Stay. So beside.
I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy.
Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruto.
I am Naruto-chan's Jujutsu assistant, Susato Mikatoba.
I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Nobody notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Natsume, huh? You mean the company that made Jeez, why can't I think of no, not Animal Crossing. What? Harvest Moon, you idiot. Natsume. That's easy enough to remember. Oh, I mean, let's first of all look at this badge. Oh, that's not the right button. Look at this badge. Yes. The symbol of our great empire's first-rate lawyers. Which means, of course, you'll stand by my side. You'll defend me. Oh, no, sorry. That wasn't why I was showing it to you. Then why was you showing me that? Oops. In hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. Alright, well, let's talk. Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see. A writer of haiku. It's something about nom de plume. Nom de plume? You mean an Elias?
That's right, Naruto-san.
No! Don't be so forget, per se. I'm much more refined than that. And haiku. That really reminds me of home.
Did I hear you say that you're a visiting student sent over here by the government?
Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go study English. So, yeah. You just gotta say yes like Tom Nook every 10 seconds or so. I need a drink, actually. This voice is killing me. First, I had to suffer that misery. And now this. It's beyond pale. Wait, suffer that misery? Yeah, suffer that misery. Did you not want to study here? No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years now. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No? What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I can understand. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Unjustly, unreasonable. I see. So it was just a misunderstanding. Only the other day I was told to send a report on my parents here. I told it about a blank piece of paper. Wise words, washing. Is he's seriously dabbing? Are you seriously dabbing, mister? What? I'm putting my dab emote in there, I don't care. Why are you freaking dabbing?
You must be a man of great standing.
Oh yes. So I'm also told. It's so often to be told, it seems. The accusation against you.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it. I didn't commit the atrocious murder. What? Murder? Oh no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? Well, she was stabbed with a knife. Right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see him. I botched that sentence. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why does this silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London! It's incredibly, inexcusable, irritatingly, inconvenient. You really love your I forget what it is. I forget what the word is. I'm just gonna move on. So Sasaki-san was really there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's finally we find out more about the case. Alright, what do we have? It was a cursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. Oh, that's why you couldn't see it. Freaking fog. I made to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too. As I was walking around with the accursed pavement, I can make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman with a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let a little scream and clapped another cold, hard slaps at my feet. Oh, jeez, that face. How terrible. I caught to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps? I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me out of the back of the rehearsal lodgings. That's not good. They'll all say I was shameful, I know. To run away like that. Tell me, Sasaki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. You think I know any of these fair-haired English and a young woman at that? I'm diffident. I'm diffident, shy, tame, but sure, I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Sasaki-san. At the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anyone pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one? Oh, great. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was no one else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? You said it was foggy, though. What conundrum? Conundrum. What do you mean, Susada-san? What's the conundrum? Well, what if Sasaki-san just told us it's true? There's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. Ah! Yo! What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. I was thinking it. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Wait, it's Friday morning. Yeah, hi, Looney. Good morning. I told you the other day that I was streaming this today instead of Tuesday because what happened on Tuesday is that ABC was playing he was playing through Skyward Sword and he went through my favorite dungeon. I had vowed myself that I would not miss him playing through that because I absolutely love the dungeon. I'll be looking cool. But anyways, because of that, I delayed this stream until today. And here we are. You'll be watching me. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Sasaki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim. There's nobody at the scene to see him. So it's still Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's still Wednesday. It's still Wednesday morning for you. So it's just a one-time thing that I'm playing this on a Thursday for me, but a Friday morning for you. Yeah, my schedule has not changed. I just made a slight alteration to this week alone. No worries. You can join in on. You can wake up on Wednesday and watch me playing this game. Oh yes, she's right. It was him. That guy's a great detective. He led the place to me. Of all the back lurk. A cursed great detective. Gee, I wonder who that could be. I should never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Break! Break-headed! Pussyman! Begone! May you be cursed until the end of your days, Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. Okay. Mr. Sholmes? Oh no, that was Susato. I didn't read that in time. Okay. Herlock Sholmes. Okay, jeez. He's not British. Or yeah, he's not German. I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, but that's for sure. It was morning after the nighttime I had fallen on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the place. Put your weapon down. Yes, I was a thick liver, and it was hard. But I wasn't even a weapon. Disgusting. Dietary. Discrimination. Devils. You clearly added trying more than yesterday. And there it was, in the middle of all the policemen, yearning like a Cheshire cat. That Herlock Sholmes. Yeah, it's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English. I since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Detection? Oh wait, you're trying to say trying to say detective, but you're Japanese, so. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce where my whereabouts apparently. I think he thinks I'm a natural madman. Me, the weak, stupid kid in the man. What the great deduction process led him to his conclusion. Yeah, I wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. We're gonna have to tear it apart again, aren't we? Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. I mean, he did the same for me. Well, the thing is, I was starting to panic when they barged the way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. English, foreign, film, flammery! Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point, good point. Well, my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Next thing I knew, I was in manacles. Before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. What was he doing? Trying to say his cords of steel? Mr. Hader, Esquire! Oh, you can just call me Naruto. And when we're speaking English, simply a mister is more than enough. Oh yes, alright, yes, they really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I've defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, never heard of son. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But that's not a defense lawyer from the Great Empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Keepsake? I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh? What do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There's only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks like as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Sasaki-san. Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, so I'm not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing at me before, in my earshot without a compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. Even as I go on to say, the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn all these people's countries and their great history. No one even wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my faith to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You can do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. So Saki-san, it's just that. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We should investigate this case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, for sure. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Look up, student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
We should be going then, Mr. Naruto-san. I need a drink badly. Alright.
We got a case prepared for it.
Alright. Let's move. Oh, wait. Oh, we can't examine that room? That sucks. Alright, let's go to Briar Road. Briar Road. Was that a broken bike? Look at the PNG of a snowman. So this is where it happened, Briar Road.
Ah, look, Mr. Naruto. That is a regulation mental helmet. Regulation mental helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know.
Mr. Naruto, to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted as the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close. To real Bobby's helmet.
What, the helmet? you just wanted to see the helmet?
Of course. I had to try one on one day.
Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true. Oh, hi.
What's the Japanese election door here?
Oh, Inspector Gregson.
This is on the tourist trail. I'm fairly sure you're well aware.
Yes, of course. We're here to investigate.
So you've been to the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal?
He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion.
Stone cold air of rejection.
Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air.
That makes it worse somehow. Alright. Alright, let's talk first. Scotland Yard.
Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I've been fascinated by the place.
The Yard is the most sophisticated police organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am.
Owen, you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part. Seeing the policeman there with his helmet on. Still, you can get a sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense to his duties protecting the city. Oh yes! Doesn't it look wonderful?
Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you.
Oh really?
First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses the laborers and his beast so they can get off to work.
Well, he wakes people up.
Yep, rests on the windows of the log pole. Did him himself go back up.
I had no idea.
Bobby works for the people of the town. This is another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He can cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance.
20 miles a day. Oof. On horseback carriages, or are they just walking? Because walking. I can't imagine. Wait. Why are you saying miles? Shouldn't you just be saying like kilometers or something? I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. 20 miles. That's practically the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. Okay, they are on foot. Yeah, that's definitely a long ways.
And when it gets dark, of course, he has an important job of lighting all the gas street lamps.
Who am I? And I suppose between all the duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate the cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law? Okay, but back then it's Miles, son. Come on. Okay. Alright, fine. I'll take their word on it. I'll take their word on it. I'll stick by saying Miles. Besides, us Americans go by miles. We don't go by kilometers. I'll go by game logic or history logic. Whatever you say. Let's continue.
I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes.
Wait, don't you go by kilometers, Yumi?
We're expecting to head on these jobs as well. We do have men kneeling over from time to time, I admit.
History, yes. Okay, I might be mistaken. All right. Okay, I'll carry on then. I've always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. I mean, they do also have different currency. Of course we do. All right. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Miss Nero. What? Like the rest of the world. Besides the U.S. Oh no. Like the rest of the world besides the U.S. Yeah, we're the weird ones. Fine, take it as you will. We call football soccer, and then we have our own sport that we call football, that you guys call American football and stuff. Even British moved on. Your heavy heart will always be heavy head. Well, yeah, your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. I'm losing focus. This is a weird conversation about the case.
Happened about 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just there, on the open bed of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital. I'm glad she didn't get stabbed in the heart. That would have been instantly killed. Instant death.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, until she comes around the part, unless she comes around part pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all.
I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map to the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want.
Really? Are you sure?
It's your policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bit of information to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We're grateful you accept. Okay, wait.
Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming to not to have seen anyone else around, but it's just because he didn't see anyone. Doesn't mean we can be sure that no one else was there, was present.
I'm sorry I have to tell you, but we certainly can't be sure.
How?
Because, ma'am, the precise moment of stabbing did go unnoticed.
What?
We have two very reliable witnesses to notice.
Two of them? Oh boy. Ah!
It's a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see him.
There are witnesses now. Witnesses. But first, I'm actually gonna look at the map. Alright, so what do we have here? Meerschaum Street, Briar Road, Calabash Road. That's it. And it's just like, it's just a pentagon. Yeah, it's just a pentagon. A little Y section over here. And just a typical block. Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife, and imagine one of the most reliable inspectors in all of London. He's a copper from the Scotland.
Oh, what? No! Policeman? That might change things. This policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked?
Nothing particular about that, ma'am. Part of being a Bobby, catching the brain of the act and all that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions?
Be my guest. You can ask him whatever you like. In court tomorrow.
Dang it.
I know now he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to.
That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man behind him, it seems. I've got a feeling we're gonna meet him anyways. Because that's how these Ace Attorney games go. A policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. I don't think that's done before, that like an actual cop witnessing the incident. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that's happened before. At least not in an Ace Attorney game. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector.
What?
The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Why are you bringing him up for?
Was that something I said? Color is drained from his cheeks. Mr. Sholmes. Well, I'm gonna go in order. Tomorrow's trial.
That twitching Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not?
Well,
Makes no difference to me, but I'll just say this. No London lawyer wants to solve and test that case with a barge pole.
because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean?
You don't want to say that right now. It's a waste of time trying. It's all a bit strange, though.
Sorry?
The Reaper, he hasn't appeared in court once for a good 4 years now.
Yes, we did hear something to that effect. Well, oops, I bumped my American accent.
And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones.
Master criminals? The violent ones?
Yeah, that's right. He handpicks his victims. Only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins.
Well, I guess that means... that explains his perfect record. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused for, surely.
That's just my point, Sir Klein. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but he didn't kill her. Crazy shady, the intent was there. So this is the sort of case I expected the Reaper would want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, isn't it? I guess, point taken.
No, there's gotta be more to it. Some reason he's taking an interest.
Huh. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? What if it's just because it's us? That could be it.
You think I can tell what's going inside the head of that Lord Darkness? You have to ask him yourself at the most style.
Are we really gonna have to face the Reaper again? Lord of Darkness, as he puts it. Alright, let's talk about Mr. Sholmes.
Who'd you hear that name from?
Oh, well, it was Mrs. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it's a result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions.
Fiddle faddle!
Ugh.
That man's an amateur. I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere.
Well, I guess you're not wrong. Oh.
I don't know where he gets the information from, but he turns out as the aircraft. Wonders around spouting incorrigible rubbish, as he know it. And before you know it, he claims to have solved the case.
Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? Nice sarcasm, dude. He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he?
Gibble gobble! Ever seen this before?
Oh, yes, that's Rant's Magazine. Wonderful compilation in which the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes appears.
Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, she's fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in the stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone to learn, there's a best invention to be included in any Sherlock Sholmes tale at all.
Well, I suppose there's an element of that.
We work our socks off, every one of us, only we flip in the public, thanks to this obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to us all our criminals.
That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. I mean, he does have a point. When we were talking with each other at on the boat, he called us Russian, said that we were the criminal, immediately confused Japanese with Russian when comparing the spilled ink to the paper on the the wardrobe. And then he kept on changing his accusations, and we eventually had to correct him. So yeah, he's got a point. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Oh, and the cops are gone now. Listen, Naruto, can I make a suggestion? Oh yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about all this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. Exactly. Look at those shiny eyes. You can't wait, can you? Please don't put handcuffs on me. Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just gonna ignore that? I hope not. I shouldn't. It's not simply my self-desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again. Trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address. That's Baker Street! How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. I want to see something real quick. Sherlock Holmes address. Oh, 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 sure enough, it's the same street, 221B Baker Street. Oh, don't close that. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. Oh, jeez. Alright. Better try to find our way there before Susada-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! Summon a carriage! I'll summon a carriage. So we're up to have a reunion already with the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I already showed you my badge earlier. Wait, nope. Did I? I don't think I did. Look at this badge! Inspector Gregson, can I show you this?
I suppose I know. I'm supposed to know what it is. I've never seen that insignia before.
It's worn by the defense lawyers in the Empire of Japan. A symbol of the profession.
In other words, it's a worthless trinket here in Great Britain.
Oh no, it's very important to me. It shows my spirit.
An English gentleman keeps his spirit very much himself, for how you know.
Oh. Don't give up, Mr. Naruto. It's too late. He's crushed my spirit already. Okay. Okay. Can we actually examine this? William Robbins. I wonder what was this broken bike. Oh, British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't be possibly rewritten anymore. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. These bicycles have been extremely popular in London recently. I've seen a movement to change women's dresses to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would run or ride something like that. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off the ground, firm ground, seems reckless. So you don't want to go on a bicycle or in a carriage? You ever try walking on stilts and fall into the river? I know you'd agree with me. But stilts are completely different! You have to hire a bicycle sometime. You could sit behind me while I ride you around. Hire a bicycle? Okay. What is this building? That's a typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Oh, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place, crooked and sagging over. Oh yeah, I guess it is sagging. In fact, it looks like in decidedly worse shape than the other built houses around here. Huh. Let's find some cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonable level floors. Nothing on the street lamp. I think that's the... Oh, this is something different. Oh, look at the windows of that building over there. Are you sure that there are windows? Yes, but they're all filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps an empty property where nobody lives at the moment? There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh dear. Everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about the place. Hey look, it's the Washington Capitol building. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? With the dense fog as well, everything looks so hazy. That looks like smog to me, not fog. Well, it is known as Foggy London town. I can make some of it aspire through the fog. Look like it's still being built though. Oh yeah, there's a building that's being built over there. Aha, yes, that must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great exhibition that's to open 6 months' time. So, the Millennium Tower? I'm just kidding. Apparently it's going to be very striking. Blaze on all sides and symbolic centerpiece of the exhibit. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? I can't begin to imagine. Cool. with the street. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there. The road itself is covered in carriage tracks. Seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over it. I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. Seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small, Miss Neveru, and dressed all in black. A worried coachman might not see you, and you can be flattened by horses. Well, thank you for the rather small concern. Always wear light clothes when you go walking out in the dark. It's a safety precaution. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attack could have been hiding. Oi, what are you foreigners doing here? Oh, just investigating officer. Conspiring with the Mr. Speller from Japan, are you? Conspiring? Come here to destroy the evidence, have you? Get out of here before you have an eye. Before you give me an eye. Go on. He shooed us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. Hey, it's Frosty the Snowman. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize that the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. Looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look! You need one if you were out in this freezing cold after all this time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We can't afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Snow from the snowman. That does not look creepy. It looks cute. William Robbins. Is that a reference to Robin Williams? Or is that just a coincidence? Also, rest in peace. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're really well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Or just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it. Wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. No, I wasn't serious. Okay. Alright. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go move. New location has been. I know. Sholmes' Suite, 221B Baker Street. Oh, cutscene.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day. Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Wow. Pretty. Oh, Jesus, it's a mess in here. So this is where the great detective makes his living. Feels surreal to be here somehow. Oh, didn't we like see that thing in the trailers or something? It's described in the stories, Mrs. Sato. Susato-san? Ah! Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. I suppose they must have been, yes. I never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of the romanticism! Can you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruto? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a little while longer. Please don't mind me. She's obsessed. I wonder why he's got a violin. Well, looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, what?
Hello, is this a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, hello. Wait. Aren't you?
Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once.
Yeah, we saw you the other day. I'm sure it's that same girl. Miss Susato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? I think that the king of Bohemia came into this very room and asked Mr. Sholmes to take on this case. The king of Bohemia? King William Gottrich what? King Wilhelm Gottrich Simon von Ormstein. Wilhelm Gottrich Sigismund von. Oh, no. There's a pun in there somewhere. I just don't. I can't see it. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea's brewed, and I have freshly baked cake as well.
Ah, it's you! I knew it. Sound recognizes her too. That was very butchered. Yeah, I know. I understand it. I was trying to figure out the pun in that name, even in English. uh, oh, we're gonna meet her again. I want to meet her again. I really liked her. The inventor of that. Yeah, she's the inventor of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilder's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you only just arrived in London.
Oh yes, it was challenging. You can already practice for later. You don't need it. Yeah, I'm not perfect with the English language. You know that. Oh yes, it was challenging.
Well, trust tea is my special blend, you know.
Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? What, is it supposed to be green tea? Oh, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor.
Hooray, it's a winner! I've tried blending different leaves designed to relieve your fatigue, Unity. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're defending the Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
Wait, yeah. Miss Susato's face explains it all. How do you know all this? Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Hurley? What? Mr. Sholmes to you, Shirley? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see.
Was it really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. I met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly after that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, you think? Perhaps more to the point. Why is she here, Mrs. Sholmes, sweet?
Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I? It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson.
Wilson! Wilson! Iris, huh? I know someone else with that name. And I think she's also cute.
I live here together with Hurley.
Iris, isn't it? What a lovely name.
What?
What's the matter?
No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susada-san? Why is she flustered all of a sudden? Wilson's a girl! No!
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke never heard of. A lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry.
I'm never heard of Genesis. Sasuto Mikotaba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely, Susie and Runo. Got it.
Susie and Runo.
Susie?
And Runo. It's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start.
Yes, and so do I.
What is this music? Well, first things first. Look at this badge! Iris, can I show you this?
Oh, how exciting. What is it? Tell me all about it.
Oh, actually, I was hoping you might be able to tell me something about it, if anything comes to mind.
Why would it?
Well, no, I suppose I won't. I got that generic text.
Tell me, I want to hear everything.
So that's kind of according to plan. We still haven't got a piece of evidence yet, except for the map. Alright. Iris! It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey?
Yes, that's right. You were so helpful. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm so sorry we could have been more welcoming. Though at the time we did have a rather long gun pointed at us. Ah!
Like this?
Oh, jeez, get that up. Oh, get that out of my face.
Ah, think about it now. You lived with Miss Lestrade in tow, did you?
Oh, yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Ginny? Yeah, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invision like that.
Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
Oh, jeez. This girl is dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Ginny back after that. So she can apologize to my trusting technician.
Sorry, your technician?
Hurley, of course, silly.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Hurley?
Yes, Hurley, Sholmes. We lived here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I would call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
You got a point there.
Well then,
What is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes?
well, I expect you found out the lodgings of any kind of London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Oh, okay. You're like a roommate. You're roommates?
I hope you mind me asking, Iris.
But how old are you?
10 at last this year.
10? You're 10 years old? I guess makes sense looking at your stature. But you're 10 years old and you're helping pay for his house? For his room, I mean? But what of your mother and father?
Oh, no. They're not around.
Aww. Oh, I see. Wonder what the story is there.
Wilson! Oh yes, there's something I must ask you.
Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes and...
Oh, you have a copy of the Rand's magazine?
Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship.
Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
Your stories. My stories.
That's right. Hurley is always solving amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It'd be a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness.
Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you're the author? You're the author? I need to take a sip. Hold on.
Alright.
Yes, I'll let you know a little secret if you like. I got to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
I guess... the case is literally called The Adventures of the Speckled Band. It's... Speckled Band. It's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
What? That snake was not venomous at all. Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that snake might not be credible for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you?
Just tell the truth.
So you mean to say all the stories about Mr. Sholmes are published in Rand's magazine?
I mean by me, yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
But all the stories that I read by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
This getting more and more worked up. She's about to have her spirits crushed.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
Well, what was the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true, too. I'm a doctor of medicine.
No, what, 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Well, that's quite incredible.
But Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman.
Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the story to be more compelling.
Oh.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
I suppose it does, yes.
Yeah, she's utterly devastated. I can just tell. Poor Susada-san. She looks like a whole world has just fallen apart. Alright. About before.
Yes, what's on your end, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that was a lawyer and we arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and then we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How'd you know all that?
Stalker!
Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail.
Of course, I'd be delighted, although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reason spectacular.
Oh no. We're gonna do this with you?
First of all, I knew already you're a lawyer, Bruno. After all, I met you yesterday in the Old Bailey in the defense antechamber.
But you also said that we had only just arrived in London. How'd you know that?
Has there a passport and a travel ticket
Protruding on your breast pocket. Why do you have that? Why do you have that showing? Oh.
Cyrus is really confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, accepted a case against the particular prosecutor, telling me you're unaware of Lord London's court affairs.
Reaper the Bailey. I walked right into that one, did I?
Then Arthur ran he said in the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you, earlier today?
Oh, you get stamps to if you're a visitor. Okay.
Huh. They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used by people visiting foreign inmates. So that told me, even though he had only yesterday concluded that the trial Magnus been guilted, the two of you had already had caused a visit of foreign inmate at the local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. Then led me to believe that he must have accepted a new case.
I see. But how could you know the trial is on tomorrow?
Well, having barely been home a few hours early yesterday, Hurley saw him in another case. It obviously amused him. He told me he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and tempering.
A Japanese man. Well, that's what he must have been. Mr. Natsume.
Now Runo has a fancy Japanese sword. And I think the outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. I put two and two together and decided you must be defending a Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts can lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
Congratulations.
Isn't it on the man on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow? Hurley's always stabbing his notes with a knife. You see, he is silly.
Oh, so it's that note that's right above your head.
Yeah, that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on. At least she wasn't a stalker. Okay.
That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction.
You even managed to discern something of Mr. Sholmes' delivery.
Oh well, I was just copying Hurley style for that. This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, would you, Iris, please?
Alright, what do you actually know? Please tell me you don't know. Please don't tell me you don't know anything. So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying.
Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after a sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Ah, the great detectives is a popular man, it seems. Do you think?
Apparently a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There are witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene.
A short, shifty-looking, stooped man. Mr. Natsume beyond any doubt. Sasaki said that he didn't see anybody else in the street at all. But it seems that there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great detective powers to determine the man's address. There's a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police. And what did they find? A short, stiff-looking, suits man, shivering in fear.
Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
Of course it did. He's a great detective.
Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh?
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear. I didn't realize the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying criminals in court. Stab Hermione up our story. Crabs are usually pinned on the very suspicious person.
No wonder.
That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Susaki-sen. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative, but we still don't know anything about the actual case.
Oh, you're most welcome. I had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Well, I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
Or the case involving Mrs. Matsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Not So Many.
It's not so May. Mr. Not so May.
Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave, though, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Do you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson while you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure I'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Alright, cool. We're gonna bribe him. He reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh! This will make the inspector help us, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. I'll be making more special blends of tea. So come back again soon.
I'll be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruto, it's back to the scene of crime. No, don't kick me out. Don't kick me out. I want to examine the room. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men in Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. To be continued. Yep. What time is it? 10:40. And I've been going for an hour and 43 minutes. I can go further. I can maybe finish this investigation. Let's keep going. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes. And let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave it for him. Bravery! Yeah! It's all the same points, yeah, figured. Here you go. You want a giant coin and a pink letter? Here you go. I'm Inspector Gregson. Do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say, but I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to Parafoil and get about this for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship?
Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is.
An appearance fee?
Oh, I see. You mean?
That's right. For the adventures of her luck shows. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time.
Yes, of course. I know about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
course, using my name without hurting my say-so does make me the butt of the lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh?
Sorry. Oh, jeez, my throat. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let's keep going.
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust there won't be a problem, he says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we're very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fellow. It isn't a right over hovel. It's over there. Look,
Oh, no wonder.
on the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle is propped up.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garrett.
Garrett.
Right, well. Sheridan, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean, you tell her that Greg has sent his best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship.
I wonder why he salutes her, even though she's freaking 10.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Miss Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
Let's go inside. Huh. Nice place. Why is there a cannon in here? What the heck? May I help you? Ah yes, this would be the residence of Mr. John Garrett.
Indeed, if you would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruto.
Mr. Naruto is representing Mr. Saki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garrett.
Did you see that, Mr. Soto? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day just keeps getting better.
Certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to make a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garrett, we'll see you now this way.
What the heck is that hair? Jeez. Alright, well, I'm gonna examine this first. The uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
It's clearly been well looked after, though.
What kind of voice should I give him?
That old voice. Puh, nothing better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremony garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling in the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have an odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Is he stirring his tea with his pipe? Ew, gross.
Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Jeez, it looks like some lingerie is on this cannon. Like, I can't. Actually looks like more like a dress, but still, that's a full-size cannon. What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real! I thought it might be a replica.
The whole thing? Bah! That's a little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling enough when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Surely it's useful to have a cannon around the house.
Really? Isn't it overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is gonna throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there might be trouble in Mr. Garrett?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Drives him over the barrel, you see. They drive very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge can looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Apparently the maid's name is Joan. Oh, you know what? Fine. Fine. I'll talk to you.
Good day to you, John Garrett, at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Renus Naruto. He's a defense lawyer.
Derek, here's me for not getting up. Take a shot at Anita a few years back in the Battle of Marijuana. Don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but I had to withdraw from service. Head over the ranks of the uppercuts.
So he's a retired soldier. I guess that explains all the soldier-like stuff on the walls. And the cannon.
It's a hell of a job getting up and downstairs now, I can tell you. Don't get as much as you can imagine.
Looks like he has a cane, so at least he can walk, sort of. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor. Oh, we're on the second floor? Oh, jeez. I was panting at the top of the stairs. Dude, you climb one flight of stairs and you're panting?
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruto.
You think so?
Well, Mr. Garrett, I thought you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal was just a photo, really. Wouldn't you like to offend the general, though, or so grudgingly displayed it on the wall? Why don't you go fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan fetched it. Ah! Dash it all, woman! Be careful!
Oh, dear me! I do beg your pardon, sir.
You really took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chapter learning downstairs. Is that right?
Yes, we'd be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only to please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the place here in blightly. He forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not likely, not really my cup of tea. All that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Rand's magazine here, so.
No,
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
Oh, we're not. Oh, yeah, I guess we're not in the room. So he's in Susaki-san's room.
Either boy knows this is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all the fuss. It's jelly unsettling.
Alright, we gotta talk to you now. About Mr. Natsume.
But Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garrett, please do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, only just 1 week? So we moved in very recently then.
So I have 2 lodges most of the time. One on the ground floor, one just below us. First floor room becomes available a week. Became available a week ago. Dash it all, Joan. Don't be careful.
Oh, for goodness. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Part of me thinks he's doing it on purpose. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always jerking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I say to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's gonna do something untoward. And I'm really wrong about anything. You won't be calling this man as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious of that man at all? Yes, oh yes, indeed there was. She's dying to tell us. Alright, shady lodger. How'd you notice anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes! The man was shadier than an orchard! Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. Haven't seen a single visitor call. Just trots off the old bookshop every single day. Comes back 5 to light the gas fire. Bookshop? And the funny little man is up long past the time. Everyone else is in the house has gone to bed too. Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes up to bed around 9 each night. But I never known the Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning? Huh. Jeez, that's later than when I used to go to bed. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I understand that neither of you lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us. On the first floor of the street level.
And then how is it you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? Besides times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed.
Roar! Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. That one was on purpose. Something doesn't add up here. Alright. They're hiding something. I wish I could see Cyclops. Incident 2 days ago. I think the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. You happen to look out the window at around that time?
The window.
Oh jeez, there's broken pottery over there. Broken pottery and plates and stuff. Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time at the Garrett household. I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that tower. With the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. I'm getting Persona 4 vibes from this conversation. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all. You might seem unrelated.
Well,
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but at some time, ah! For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh dear me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Don't be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Narrow Hollow? Yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as I far as I remember, nothing of significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Gyarados? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying. Or just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of. Ah! Joe, dash it all. What's with you? What's the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir? Nothing happened.
Yeah, she's trying to shut him up. She's trying to shut him up.
Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to quiet, uneventful. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Gyarados.
What is the matter with these two? I want to see Cyclops, please.
It sounds like something happened here in this room the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew. Mr. Natsume's room. Can you tell us what floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Well, certainly just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak.
Yes, told me Nat's his name. Nat's name has asked us to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean?
Don't see why not. Just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that can help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Alright, well. Oh, yeah, that's right, we were examining. I just wanted to see, like, why is all this glass stuff broken? Oh, what? I missed it. Yeah, why is this all broken? Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a little genuine dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces!
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that Chinaware justice.
Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired?
Oh no. Yes, perhaps something like that. Probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. If the cannon was fired, you'd see a giant hole in the wall. No matter if there's bricks are there or not. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't have any reason to... Unfortunately, I can't show my badge because as soon as I have to examine them, and then it takes me straight to the talk menu. So you're gonna be spared for my badge for now. Oops, I didn't mean to do. For now. Oh, he's got a lucky cat in here, and another cat. He's got a lucky cat and an actual cat in here. What? Just looking at this place. This place is also a mess. And the smell of it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Oh, that's the brick window.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me neither. It's so dark in here too.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar.
Mortar. So this is where Miss Natsume lives.
By the way,
I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, it's true. We're going to Mr. Garradeb told us. The great detective should be around here somewhere, investigating. He's probably being hidden by the books. Let's examine. Let's see. No? We got a bag. Well, let's talk with the key. Oh! Aww. Oh, that's a giant cat, by the way.
oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master's away?
I don't know about that. He disappeared in the pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolored BK, was it? Does he even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's made me feel homesick now.
Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days.
Alright. Speaking of cats, the lucky cat.
Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's big. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruto. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage?
Well, it could be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm.
Well, imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. This cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
It's not doing a very good job so far. You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Alright, what's in the desk?
The dust seems to be wedged in the crevice between the mountain of books on either side.
Suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat like an evil genius. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done. Mustn't he?
He probably used a book as a pillow.
Oh, what's this?
It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Your books. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of purchase 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. 45 minutes before the crime.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in a terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some more books.
Alright. Finally getting some more evidence. You know, gigantic waste bin. I missed. You know what? I'm gonna type that in myself. So I missed. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There's no scrawling all over them in English. Looks like the waste paper basket is so full they've just fallen out. That looks like a flower pot instead of a trash can.
I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in this research, don't you?
Or deeply adverse to tidying up his mess.
I would like to speculate which is closer to the truth.
Oh, I can't examine that? Fine. There you are. You weren't there earlier.
Ah, look, Mr. Naruto.
There he is. Where did he appear from?
He seems to be engrossed on the page of an old book. Oh, wait, he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes!
Ah, you two, good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together in the Asperia.
Yes, of course, the barrier. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? This Casmo Asujite he died tragically, but you're a great help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asbury. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Oh! Well, you seem to remember something a bit, at least.
What on earth to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes?
This is Mr. Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior power of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic.
Brain attic?
Miss never heard of.
And Mr. Sasuto. I think you strike that, reverse it. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
I lose the first round.
At least you remember the actual names.
In truth, I hope to invite you both to my Baker Street suite. Baker Street suite the day we arrive in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to the crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
We apprehended Sasaki in that short of an amount of time.
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of the past involvements a little.
A little?
It's a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls to an extent. I do my best to pick out useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are all my own words of imitatable wisdom, you know, from an adventure titled Studying Scarlet.
Then why'd you remember the snake? The snake wasn't relevant to that case at all. Please, no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember the pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens beautifully.
He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should only be too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case.
Alright, well, it's been a long time. That's the wrong button. It's been a long time. Learn this badge!
Mr. Naruto, please. Despite suspicions to the contrary, professional. If I am to unleash my detective powers on that trinket, I must ask you for a sum of 3 pounds of cash.
What? Oh, I don't need you to make any deductions about it. I was just wondering if you might know.
Mr. Naruto, as a professional, I insist that if I am to offer my opinion on that trinket, I must ask you for a sum of 3 pounds in cash.
I believe Mr. Sholmes has his eye on an expensive copy of the complete works of Shakespeare.
Yes, to stand on the stage amid rapturous applause has been a long dream of mine. It has long been a dream of mine, as you know.
I literally had no idea. Oh, well, that was a waste of time. No, actually, no, it wasn't, because we gotta show him out a badge. Mr. Natsume's arrest. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Sasaki Natsume. Seems like you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes. The stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mr. Soto. I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I can't believe he was looking Susada-san squarely in the eyes while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I'm not merely feigning ignorance. It appears as if a pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Stop reading my eyes! Oh, how? I assure you, have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of a crime.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing from the crime scene.
Ah, man seen fleeing.
There are a number of books scattered on the pavement of the scene. The book plates must have been able to determine the bookshop in which they had been purchased. Speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say?
I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. Do you think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I cannot tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place has such a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost in I found myself quite lost in bibliophilia. Do not be deceived in believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
Mr. Gerdeb. Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Gerdeb, a retired military man.
It was the first time I had met a soldier from the Great British institution that is the services.
It was the first time I met a maid from the Great British institution that is service. I didn't think I was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I regret as much as my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to token the social standing of those dwelling therein. Token their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary of those middle class and lower class, being able to afford just one maid is the first importance. I had no idea. As for precisely that reason, I find that great stimulation in the situation upstairs, specifically in the retired Army veteran, Mr. John Gerdeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I'm as yet unable to ascertain. Same thing here. You seem to be hiding something. I'm thoroughly lost in what he means to say. No, I'm not. I definitely got it. What about this stupid room? This room is thoroughly suffocating the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, anyone whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab at somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsumi has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there's a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Oh, window tax? What is that?
Surely not tax on windows.
Yeah. Precisely that.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrible. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country for the number of their windows. Others also means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened up windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry the favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. Yeah,
How awful and unjust. Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
These types of unfair taxes were rampant at this time period. Something like that. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. Okay, at least there's no more window tax at all. So the window is just barred, and they haven't fixed it. I suppose Mr. Natsume's strip-in for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I done a little digging. You discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinary little price. No wonder.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently not. Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent. It's plain for the shabby nature of the combination. Oh? Still, that is a little relevance here. Matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of the law? You didn't remember that, did you? We would perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder. The occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure. On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so probably too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? Ah, ha, 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 ha. My dear fellow, I have a first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes. That was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts here I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant in this room. And there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That's all I can say. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, was it Mr. Sholmes? Tell us! I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to the case, but I'm quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garrideb is... Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo. As yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that can help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we delved a little deeper into Mr. Garrideb's secrets. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secrets will be proven relevant or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Busy man indeed. He's got back to his book in the corner of the room. Alright. Well, let's go back to his room. Talk to him a little bit.
Oh, you Peregrine.
Tell me, what was the chap? I forgot his name.
Still hard work down there?
Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his own element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what? Ah! For the umpteenth time, woman, what? Will you watch what you belly while doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Oh, yes, of course. Fretfully rude of me. I'm afraid I should have to ask you to take your leave, if you be so kind.
Oh yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for your assistance.
No. Don't get much of a chance to talk with you on foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you can see yourselves out.
Dang it! According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrideb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem to open up, perhaps we should do some digging. I see you over there! I see you over there! Don't jump, please! Don't jump! Oh, what's he doing over there?
Mr. Sholmes!
I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, let's continue. Aha, we meet again, my dear Howells.
Good gracious, when did you sneak in here?
Very like Sholmes, sir. At your service. What are you doing by the window? I'm given to watch the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. And sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks enough aperture for such an observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space away the window up here.
Well,
Keeping an eye on one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruto. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need. Or certain great detectives. Great mind. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this. Wait, he's not talking about, is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? There's a mighty secret in this modest room. Might I see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruto? Yes, I think this great deduction is gonna be the last thing we do in this stream. Let's go. I think so. There's just enough time for one of my great admired to take deductions. Let's conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garrett, though it seems you're a military man of considering distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate.
hmm?
I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I've been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon.
The first is that, even as we speak, you're concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care.
Eh?
And the second, that as a result of the beast's violence rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Never heard of look! The old man is broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems like Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How can I possibly know you mean to acquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the great king of beasts.
Ugh.
I know only too well that the wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Here we go. Nature of the beast. It certainly should take a great detective to see. That fearsome beast had been on the rampage within these four walls. Yeah, I was gonna say though, all the shattered pottery and stuff. Thus we are faced with the question, what form does this beast take? Ah, a man with a military breeding. Your eyes are uncommonly candid. Ooh. He furtive glance at Mr. Garrett leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast, as is revealed by the lion statue. Freaking lion statue? Ah, yes. Though an arms man, you appear imposing at best. The fact that it's fueled your admiration for it mighty lion, king of beasts.
What is this piffle, I ask you?
In the end, your admiration has become so great, in fact. That you had a living, breathing specimen shipped in from India, which you try to keep in this very house. What?
What? What?
Yet living with such a wild beast proves more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Wait. Whoa! Yeah, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. What could this angry creature disappear to? Madam.
Did her cheeks just have jiggle physics? Oh, jeez.
I do pray you to consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me that with one glance in your direction. Your dress pocket kid, hands included, as the burnt beast couldn't wear it once. Protruding a handbill advertised a circus show. Oh. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying line, Mr. Garrett, at Batty Circus. A traveling show currently joining in the nearby park at reserves of tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
Oh, I most certainly did not.
I believe I made a point. The piece of beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus would now reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through the ring of fire.
Freaking lion. How can a lion even... How can a lion even fit in this room?
Now, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders. The pain is being revealed by a supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your position.
Nonsense, man. I simply...
But what? Now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? We need only follow the direction to your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is that pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffered. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Oh! For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, tea.
What was... Oh, that was his goggles. Jeez, I was wondering what that sound was.
Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you have no choice but to let it go.
Yours were alone.
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpenter with it.
What the heck is that? Oh, I see. The candle fell down and burned the rug and the wood flooring.
I think it's the pool and carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me! What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Oh! This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. You're wondering how I'm settling upon the answer to this very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only look at the tower cakes.
Okay. They actually look... They do look good.
There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite.
What, you think lions eat cakes? It's disgusting. For a lion, that is.
Was it or was it not once said by a certain old woman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? It was the heart of all tragedy, in fact. What have you do mean? Having tried the taste of cake, the beast began stalking his next prey. I'm sure I cannot spell the nature of this final act as instructed, carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Working frenzied by hunger. The lion attacked and ate the carpet. It ate the carpet. That's what you're. You saying it freaking ate the carpet? The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. You freaking idiot. Carpet gnawed on by the starving lion. This includes Illark shows great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Their mouths.
Ah! What's the matter with you, Joan? Your poor exotic hot tail over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gildup. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deduction is going startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my love of relations could make people spill tears at times too.
Oh! Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again. Can I make an observation?
Why certainly, Mr. Naruto. What is it again?
Well, your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
Wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion has run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrett and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Yeah, that's where you're stuck. No doubt the foreign military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
I thought you said that they sold the lions at the circus.
And what about the food? Bean and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe that I ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
Ah, my dear Sasudo, it occurred to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands a great British soul, they infuse with high appropriate taste for the afternoon tea.
Press X to doubt.
Oh, what a glorious notion. Oh, then Mr. Naruto. It's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling I was coming.
A slight message. That's all for Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it.
A slight massage, not message.
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in introduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto.
We don't even know whether or not this is going to help with Mrs. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let's start again. From the beginning.
Or Sherlock Sholmes. Logic and reasoning is spectacular. My turn. Let's do this. This will be the last thing I do. Alright, so we've already read all this. Fearsome Beast has been rampaging. You think it's a freaking lion. We did see a cat downstairs. So maybe it had something to do with the cat. True is a freaking lion statue. Really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but have you observed Mr. Garrett's reaction? It really seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room.
Yeah, something with a very fierce nature.
But it could have been a lion transported from India.
But what was it then?
Must follow Garrett's gaze. That'll lead us to the true answer.
We got a lion statue. Can we move around? Oh yeah, we can. Oh, it's... The heck is this? What is this? What is this photograph?
I'm not sure if I want to take a guess. What is this?
Appears to be from Mr. Garrett's wedding.
Oh, it's like, oh, it's like his wife. Like he's divorced or something.
He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but he can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly into the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Maybe? I'm gonna try it. Newlywed bride. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant was revealed by the newlywed bride. Precisely, Miss Naruto. No other explanation can possibly fit. Yeah, you said it was a freaking lion. Oh wait, oh I get it now. I get it now. Those. I wish I could move you out of the way, but like you're currently blocking her feet. That curved thing on the left is her arm and her sleeve, and like he's supposedly holding her. Okay, that makes much more sense. I thought that was something else. Yes, this frame pictures pictures your wife, Miss Garrett. And well, we will lament the fact that her face is obscured. You can still make out her mighty arms and know how the considerable horsepower they must contain. Oh, indeed, surely anyone powerful constitute would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late. Fact remains that the beast, which so clearly sabotaged this room, was your wife, Miss Garrett. Chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Whoa. Okay. We're back to this now. Talk about her. The freaking cheek jiggle physics. I've got a feeling that she's the wife. Dress pocket, which had a circus pamphlet in it.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrett anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder what Mr. Garrett's wife could be. I could just flat out choose the maid. Teapot. Like, that's the back of her head. I feel awkward trying to do this. You know what? There's a pocket. That's. Oh yeah, sure enough. There's a wedding ring down here.
Take that!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the baby's current whereabouts.
Ah!
Indeed it does. The flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Miss Garrett's bride for her print. Oh, that's her other hand. Okay, now I see it. I see it. I thought that was again part of her sleeve. All right. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrett's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrett herself. Oh my lord!
Well, jolly fine, detective, sir. As you surmise, this is my wife's, yes, my Joan. Rather let her stuff go, you might say. Wish you was a valley corner. Ah!
It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you're a retired army man. Here you're in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
It's not right, I tell ya. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. And his pride, don't you know? But it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. Household can be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Don't make consider opinion. Less concerned about the Pearsons are falling.
You mean Mr. Garrett had his wife work as his maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrett?
All in company, obviously. Or listen here. Business may remain a secret. Top secret, please.
The raging wife of Mr. Garrett. Okay. So now we got rid of the freaking lion. Is he gonna say something different? Deep feelings for this formidable beast. Okay. He does have deep feelings. Alright, yeah, that's all the exact same. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrett's wife a beast. Yeah, that's very insensitive. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garrett is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps this sporting arm seems to be propping up his head. Has some of this then? According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrett's plan is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? What do we have here? The supporting and oh, wait a minute. There's a slap cheek. So is some sort of abusive relationship? I guess that makes sense with the scalding hot tea that gets poured all the time. Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. Ah, of course, the deliberate impression mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madame Joan Garrett? Oh, yes. Why does it still say maid? You've been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. You finally got it. Yay! Thank you. Ugh. That's why his head was facing this way this entire time.
How in blazes did you work that out, man?
Jeez, man, you look so creepy facing forward.
Nothing escapes out. The nose of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep the other side from view. Well,
Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum.
why was subject to such a violent slap? Okay, so this is brand new.
In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrett to fly into her rage. You can only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer.
Now they're looking at some. Okay. Oh no, this was right. Yeah, we saw the pile of bills, which has no relevance to this at all.
Didn't Mrs. Sholmes say the bills were all for line fodder?
Yes, but now we established that the line never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrett's wife.
Mr. Naruto, she's a person, not a thing.
Yes, well, she's She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. Oof! One so hard it left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd like to know the answer to that question. We got a pile of bills. We got a bookmark. We got a broken plate. This is also part of the broken plate. I can't even examine that. What is this? The bookmark. Huh. I've got a feeling it's either this or the bookmark. I'm gonna examine the bookmark at least.
Ah, someone must be reading the book at this moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garrett is clearly an avid reader.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look next to the signature here.
Lip marks! Marks with lipstick! Oh, what passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, who's out of sound.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
This bookmark is actually a love note then. Huh. I'm gonna examine this.
Oh dear, this place has been smashed to pieces. No one seems to be kind to tidy up the mess.
Perhaps some sort of high art.
Really, Mr. Neverhurdle?
Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in the living room is clearly a little eccentric.
Yes, let's call it eccentricity.
Okay, I don't think I guess that has nothing to do with it all. Yeah, I guess this makes more sense. Cause I mean, you could clearly be mad for like dropping a plate on the ground, but that probably might be just part of the rage. She's probably actually mad that there's a possibility that he could be cheating on her. Yes, there's a love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is a fly in the ointment here. Yeah! Oh, she just did it again.
But I don't know that belly woman.
You don't know her. The note
wasn't written by me. To me, it was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. Arrgh!
A likely story.
No, that's no, that's in here, John, old thing. I'm explaining that I brought the book as a second-hand prize, and the note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a book, you mean? That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. Arrgh!
A likely story.
For mistake, woman. Look at that. Look at that name. It's written to James. My name, in case you forgot, is John. Ah!
A likely story.
Are you questioning my name now?
And there we have it. Horizon, this is a female heart. You unleash the beast with the most fresh and bad.
Ugh.
Now, if I'm in range, first just be secured out. We already knew this. Blah blah blah. Gonna cause this bad burst. Then you look at the cake. Tower cakes.
But surely Miss Garrett didn't eat the carpet.
That's gross. No, of course not. There doesn't seem to be any doubt. The state of disarray that this room is in is the result of her wild temperament. Oh, I think I can already see it.
No, that's not true. No, that's true.
That is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' action that needs to fix. You know, only defeat follow Mr. Garrett's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see.
Yes!
I mean, I think I already, like, saw it. This freaking candlestick, it only has one thing. And then if you look down here, there's another candlestick down there. No, I don't mean. Oh, I guess we look at this.
This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it?
Base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear, that'd be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. Yep, there's two candles. There's one on the floor, one candle missing. And why is that? Gee, I wonder why that is.
Take that!
I just pushed the wrong button there. I knew what it was. Yeah, so explain the dire state of the carpet. We need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch mark at the end of the edge clearly gives the truth away.
Scorch marks.
It would appear that this room is the scene of the whole racial altercation. Miss Scaredeb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike causing a candlestick to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room was in flames. Jeez, man.
Yes, The most ferocious beast in the world is neither violent nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
In this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and it ran amok. Eloquently good, my dear fellow. So you can see, there's but one conclusion here. After the sparks and discord flew, the room was in the scene of a fire.
Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you.
Carpet scorched by a small fire. Got it. Elementary. Woohoo! Oh. Thanks for the host count. But I'm like near about to end.
If these long dash winter nights, you know, nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand book shop just around the corner. Buy my old novels there.
In the pages of one particular novel, discovered some rather illicit material.
For what your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't you know about punished? Demolished might be rather close to the mark. The beast.
Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when the candle fell on the floor?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place was filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. It's caught between this old stick's radiation of raging flames.
You paint a picture. The tore pictures there. One that would be most entertaining. That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. But like furniture started going up as well. Hide the mess behind the scene from the screen for the time being.
That screen?
Oh, here, Mr. Carriage.
Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me.
Oh gosh. Luckily they didn't burn all those books.
Had all my favorite old novels in that case. Well, as soon as I finally got hold of them, that's it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh.
And the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, backed up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books, them coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
Oh, that explains the lion. The lion's pride. Ah, yes. You're notorious. The cat's coming through again.
I assure you, the tire didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions are made correct once again.
Can only be less described as a great British wonder.
I can tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle.
Interest? What time of day was that?
Not sure if I can remember. It was 10 years ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock.
That's the time of the murder!
Exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below.
You're more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at the moment. I wouldn't have noticed a dashing thing.
Oh, really?
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, Mr. Naru. What can I do for you?
Well, I think we got to the bottom of Mr. Gyarados' situation now. What does that have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there with, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I didn't say as much from the outset. I warned you that, although I know the retired army woman to be hiding something, I cannot be sure whether a secret would prove to be of evidence or not.
Yeah, I mean, you did say that. I just knew you were gonna say that.
No, Mr. Naruto, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall in one or two categories. Those are the case, and those not.
It makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It's of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting us at prison will soon be over.
Oh no, is it that time already?
Before we accept Mrs. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you like to betake yourself to bidding us a farewell now. Let's prepare supper for Mr. Gyarados.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
The Saki-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer. Alright, I think I'm actually gonna end here. I have a fair feeling there's a save point coming up. But it's past midnight here in Oregon. And I'm gonna need some sleep. It won't, if I begin, when I begin on Wednesday morning for you, Looney, then I'll be talking to the guy. It shouldn't take long, and then we go straight into the trial. It looks like. I think that's how it's gonna go. Okay. Oh, glad to have you around. I'll see you next time. When we start the trial, most likely. Bye-bye!